The man swam desperately toward the surface of the sea. Just as he was about to suffocate, he finally broke through the surface. Ryan gasped heavily for air, but the moment he turned his head, he saw two comrades clinging to a float, barely alive. Ryan then looked around. Besides the wreckage of the crashed plane, he also found two kayaks, so Ryan dragged the kayaks over, successfully rescuing the two comrades. However, Ryan still looked deeply troubled, because they had fallen into the Pacific Ocean, and this area was a combat zone. The chances of being found by a rescue team were extremely slim, but as long as they were alive, there was hope. Ryan quickly counted the food in the survival kit. He estimated that surviving 20 days wouldn't be a problem, and so the three drifted aimlessly on the sea. At night, the temperature dropped sharply. They could only hug their arms while sleeping, curled up in the kayaks, but soon the three were awakened by a strange bumping noise. A shark was circling them non-stop. They spent the whole night terrified. Fortunately, the shark didn't harm them. Early the next morning, Ryan saw a rescue plane passing overhead. He quickly fired a flare. At the same time, Jack hurriedly poured green dye into the sea, so they would be easier to spot. However, the plane was flying too high. Their figures looked like ants on the ocean. No matter how hard they tried, it was useless. Unwilling to give up, Ryan fired another shot. It was clearly still useless. Watching the plane fly farther and farther away, the group felt extremely discouraged. Even worse, Ryan suddenly found that only empty chocolate wrappers were left. He loudly questioned Jack about what he had done.
Ты что сделал, Мак?
Какая разница?
Какая разница? Какая разница?
Ryan was completely hopeless now. By the third day, they still hadn't been found by any rescue team. The three were starving in the kayaks. Jack cried in regret. Until noon, a bird suddenly landed on the kayak. Seeing the food delivered right to them, Ryan slowly reached out his hand, then seized the moment and quickly grabbed the bird's leg. The three of them then worked together to hold on to the food, but the taste was truly disgusting. The three really couldn't swallow it, so they made the bird into bait and put it into the sea. After waiting painfully for 5 hours, they finally caught a big fish. They survived on raw fish until the 18th day. Their skin had been severely sunburned. They could only try to stay in the shade. Photos of their families became their only emotional support. However, the night before a storm is always calm. Would they be able to see the rising sun tomorrow? Follow me to know what happens next.